Let me see whether we are really live or not.
It says uploading.
It's showing uploading, is it?
Yes, I think it's coming up.
We need to see in the YouTube channel. Let me check my YouTube
Yeah, I'm on the YouTube channel now. I think I
channel.
can
I think
see us, but it's a bit laggy
in YouTube, is it?
on YouTube.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect, perfect. But I think it's okay. Lagging part,
I think
it's
by 10 seconds. But this is
ah,
live. We can get started.
it's live, right? Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
let's get started.
Okay, I hello everyone. Hello Priyesh, and it's really nice to meet you. And definitely we are looking towards on the discussion. I'm just trying to parallelly checking what is the status and if any questions anyone has so that we can answer in this.
Sure. Yes. Hello,
And
everyone. Thanks, Kolak, for joining me on this session. My name is Priyesh Wag. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, based on wherever you are located in the world. Thank you for joining today's session. And Golak and I decided to, let's come online, discuss something about what's happening in Power Platform Dynamics 365, where we are headed with AI Copilot, and all the information that Microsoft has for us, and how we can utilize it better for our respective customer success in our implementations. So again, lovely to be here. Um,
yeah, same here. And thank you so much, Priyesh, for joining. And it's really helpful to understand actually if anyone has any questions, so that this session it's kind of new initiative basically in Microsoft Learn point of view. Sorry, there is some lag. So anyways, if any questions we would like to answer, so that's why I don't see any question, just I'm putting hi in the chat, uh,
yep.
so that if anyone has any question,
Anyone has
definitely.
any questions? Yes, of course,
Yeah,
they can share with us. And
yes,
while people have questions, let's just start talking about
correct.
what we've been doing recently in last couple of years, where we see Power Platform, Dynamics 365, and what kind of projects in general, we see, right?
Yeah,
So
let's go.
maybe I'll just go first. What I see today is uh, it's been over a couple of years since I've been not been actively developing, but I see that everything is moving to now Power Platform. Classic UI is going away, and I used to find it difficult to navigate my way around. But younger folks, they get along this new UI really fast. So that's the change. A lot of features get added as managed solution in Dynamics 365. It's starting to add all the features along with Copilot, and really the settings and the features have expanded, um, and I haven't been able to catch on up on all of them yet, but I've been seeing updates on the community lately by everyone, even you, Golak, and some
Yeah,
other budding MVPs, aspiring MVPs, as well as the Explore platforms. I've seen that a lot of great features are coming up from a product standpoint. And what I've come to realize is it would only make sense if really customers get benefited from them. So it's an evolving journey. I think how it was half a decade ago, it's quite different today. What
yeah,
are your thoughts?
that's absolutely right what you mentioned. So if I remember how we started in Dynamics CRM,
Yeah,
you remember, right? Dynamics CRM 3.0.
been 10 years.
And now if you see
Yeah.
3.0, then 4.0 is stable. And
Mhm.
literally during that time people got happy, and it's really a great product 4.0. Then when it comes 2011, it's even better. I think 2011 is the
Mm.
maximum running Dynamics version, if as per my understanding during that time. And after 2011 there is 2013, and it's really quickly switch after 2013,
Yeah,
2015, and 2016, right? It's
yeah.
yeah.
I can broadly
Yeah.
remember how it came along. I think you started a little bit earlier than me. You started with 20 CRM 3, you said. I
Yeah.
started when it was CRM 4.0, and I had
Okay.
done initial few projects in my career where it was CRM 4.0, and I liked the UI, though it was not intuitive, but it was quick.
Correct.
I really liked it. There were less features, and I could broadly remember how then things started to move online. Um, with CRM 2013, that was my first CRM online projects. First project was a migration one. Then 2013 started to expand. Then the big update came in 2016, where some new features, if I'm not wrong, back in the day, roll up fields, calculated fields, all those things started to come up new. Workflows were still around, but there was no Microsoft Flow till then. And come late 2018, or yeah, come late 2018, Flow started to pick up. It was there, but I hadn't used it as much, but that started to pick up then. And that was also the time when just core CRM started to move into different applications. I think it was 2016 and 2017 where it started to move uh, between. It started to form new sub sub applications like sales, customer service. Previously, project operations was PSA, so that was a big thing. Field service as well, and then it had then all these applications were still an augmentation of what CRM was from a platform standpoint, but features were less. And then the last 5 6 years, there have been a lot of features into each of these. And then now, I think in the last couple of years, applications have started to move between, I think, the way product suite is like, product operations is now part of ERP. So, we started to really blur the lines between whether it is CRM or ERP. So today, how it is structured out is, as long as things go from start to end, that is from sales to project management to servicing to billing and accounting. I think the lines have blurred. And I'm also seeing updates on one data one platform, but I haven't been able to explore much on it. But
Hmm.
are your thoughts any different than this?
Yeah, actually, I align with you, but I just want to highlight the people who are just listening or don't know what exactly the history and how
Yeah.
exactly it started. Maybe this is as it is a first conversation, right? Maybe I
Yes.
just want to remind and just to relate those who don't know how exactly the history and how it transformed over the period. You are rightly on the spot. You are spot on actually. What you are mentioning earlier days, there were dynamic CRM, and when dynamic CRM, I remember one of the customer. We have Dynamics 4.0 implementation. During that time, there was no advanced find, and
Mm.
I 4.0 don't have advanced find. We it's kind of .NET. It's a we say 4.0 is a .NET portal only, but it's a advanced .NET portal kind
I
of
think
thing.
so,
We
yeah.
say.
I could
Yeah,
remember. But
yeah,
I always remembered advanced find. For some reason, I don't remember not having advanced find.
yeah,
But maybe I'm mistaken. Or maybe it was
yeah.
just too early in my career.
It's all about it's very minimal availability, and during
Yeah.
that time I remember we expanded advanced find, customized it actually. That's one of the 4.0's. It's basically it's a .NET portal. Those who
Mm.
know .NET, they can definitely work on
Yep.
4.0 and other things. But when comes 2011 onwards, there are really framework things started coming, right? The XRM and all these things really plugged into the ecosystem. And I remember earlier CRM dot, now after that it is XRM dot,
Mm.
and then now it is even improved. And now after 2011, 2013, 14, there are UI changes. If you remember, Microsoft
Yeah.
came with different tiles and other things
Yes.
that
They,
literally
they,
did
they,
not
they
work out.
called it V9. I can
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
It was around 2017. They started to call it
Mm,
PSA. Sorry, CRM V9 UI.
yeah,
And I think they had a name for this UI. I can't remember. I think they just called it V9. And V9
yeah, yeah.
had this.
Actually, I remember
Yeah.
the code name was Vega.
Oh,
uh,
I
yeah,
I had no
the
idea
project
of this.
project. Yeah, yeah. I was working
Unified interface. I just remembered. It was unified
yeah,
interface.
unified interface it started.
Yes.
But yeah, the project code name like Orion, Vega, and all these,
Hmm.
right? These were different versions, because I worked with as I was working in Microsoft managed platform, right? I was
Hmm.
associated with Excel during that time. I got to chance to work pre-release kind of thing. There are different projects were there, and yeah, during that time, these were the improvisation which Microsoft really
Yeah.
tried to bring up and other things. And 2011 to 2013 onwards, it started. If you remember, business rules came, business process flow came, all
Yes.
those started, and now it's as you rightly mentioned, the flow flow literally transformed
Hmm.
into Power Automate and all these things. If you see earlier, we are heavily relying on plugin workflow,
Yeah.
plugin workflow. Mostly
Yeah, I still
custom.
do that. Being
Yeah,
I think I'm being too old school here.
yeah.
Some of my team members have been using custom APIs. They have been using
Mm,
other services. They're using Azure Functions a lot. I never
mm.
really picked up on it much.
Yeah,
But I still traditionally I still think plugins is the most
I also
reliable.
agree
I have a
some
lot of
extent.
confidence in plugins to even today. And even
Yeah.
today, if I do happen to work on something, it definitely plugin is the first choice.
Mm,
Then Flow, because I've seen that when I use Flow, I do get lost in if I have to
mm,
make changes. It is easy for me to make changes in plugin because I exactly know where things are placed. I find it
mm,
difficult to still navigate the flow.
mm.
And I'm being honest, the new Flow UI, I have not been able to get very well along with it. Maybe it's just the old habits die hard. So
Yeah,
it will take time for me. But by that
yeah,
time, I won't be doing a lot of flows either. So that's also something. It's
yeah.
interesting how
But
this will turn out.
yeah, but for the new learners, I think the flow is the first choice. What I am also noticing, actually, it's really good, and it has also UI and other things. That's where the investment is also coming from Microsoft point of view. It is really empowering the low code and those who are the new folks, right? So to make it, it's a platform ready, but along with that, making it instead of making it kind of pro code, trying to
Hmm.
make it low code also. But anyways, pro
Yeah.
code is not going to go away. That's again one disclaimer I
It's
have.
yes. It's I
Definitely,
would
whenever you require, you have to go for
60%,
code.
60 to 70% of my choice would be pro code still.
Mm,
Only something that is, I don't have to do a lot to modify. I will use low code for that. If I have to do something quick updates here and there, I will use low code. But if I have to have some complex business logic and I know that I need to track, I need to have good logs in it, and it should have high performance, of course, and real time, I will
mm.
use plugins. I will not let plugins go
Yeah,
out of
that's
habit.
that's true. Even I honestly said, even we also use plugin. Even I also prefer to use plugin. There are different scenarios where actually
Yes.
you have to use the plugins. Let's say earlier days, I remember one of the typical use case, we use plugin, the auto number generation. It's
Mm,
whenever case, it's a very basic ask every customer has. Case ID generation, make it auto number in my way.
yeah.
Nowadays there are,
Because
yeah, configurations came, but yeah.
yeah, because the beauty of that test is anyone who's a new learner,
Mm,
they when they do auto number plugin, they get to
yeah,
have every aspect of customization and configuration as well.
correct, correct,
So
correct.
it's a very simple task, but that's what everyone gets. And I'm just
Yeah,
surprised to realize after a decade that this is still a very common first item for
yeah, yeah,
anyone to work.
yes.
So,
So
so
yeah, auto number.
I and I also remember, Golok, I want your thoughts on this. I have done some projects where it
Mm,
involved ADX portals. Back in the
yeah,
day, it was ADX portals, which is Power Pages today, and all the new features that. So me and my team have also been doing a lot of add-ons to the existing Power Platform portals as well.
correct, correct, correct.
Power
And you
Pages.
are
So
right. You
I
are
don't know,
right.
have you been doing that lately or no?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, I remember, it's a good point you highlighted. If I think the previous whatever the Microsoft product point of view they have, right? We normally earlier saying it's a CRM app. If you remember earlier days, sell, service, marketing, everything packaged under one.
Hmm.
If you go CRM
Yes.
license, you can sitemap navigation, you can change and
Yes.
customize your things. But now it's a
Yes.
app specific. And
Right.
rightly you mentioned in ADX portal point of view. I remember the beauty of ADX portal during that time, Microsoft licensing. People literally
Yeah.
saved with ADX portal a lot, because whenever any
Yes.
public facing portal go for the ADX portal, I can save my licensing cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And I used to get stuck. I used to get stuck a lot doing ADX portals. I just thought back in the day it was a bit too rigid.
yeah.
So I never really, I was really not very
That was
comfortable with it.
also
But
that. I agree. I agree with you because that one also it's a kind of .NET portal. I will say .NET portal. You remember, right? We download SDK,
yeah,
download these
yes,
solutions and everything, then customize,
yeah,
package it, and configure some extent. But yeah, that is a really good idea. I will say
right,
ADX portal is a shift in the thought process of the people, that how we can save the licensing, save the costing, especially in the public facing portal point of view. And that's what is
yeah,
all about. Microsoft also acquired
right.
ADX portal, ADX
Now it all
Studio.
looks very closer. Correct.
Yeah,
The way the
ADX portal.
language about configuring portals pages,
Yeah,
and within model driven apps, the language seems much closer.
yeah.
Uh, we also
Even
recently, me and the team also recently started to work on new controls for Canvas apps, and they are way better than the original ones. I just wished the previous ones were equally better. But now that it all looks closer to how any custom HTML page would look. And of
mm,
course, today I think every other project that you do, no matter how big or small, integrations has been a major part of
that's
the
true.
projects recently. I would say in the last 5 to 6 years,
Yeah, yeah.
everyone,
I
all
think not.
SMB businesses want to connect systems end to end today.
Yeah, actually, I will say it's not now. Integration is always part and parcel of the
Yeah,
organizations.
it's
I,
always like that.
yeah,
Yes,
correct, correct. Because see, whatever the investment already organization have done, let's say they invested in certain tech stacks, and they
yeah,
cannot revamp everything because the investment, money, stuff, everything they already invested there. So rather,
yes,
complete replacement, they always look
hmm,
towards, okay, plug the some differential component so that I can map, I can unify
hmm,
how we can do
yeah,
it. And this is where actually really integration always plays a role. But
right,
yeah, I remember on this ADX portal, I'm just going with the flow. You remember
hmm,
CRM different versions, then Microsoft
yes,
activations and all this. You rightly highlighted ADX portal is one of the thing, and I remember one more field service. You remember, right? Field
yep.
service one, field.
We,
I remember
Field
field
one
service
sky,
one.
was it
Yeah,
Field one
field
sky?
one sky. Yeah, correct, correct.
And then
Then
yeah,
instead,
configuring CRM, it was installing the Woodford solution.
exactly. Now it is field service. It's altogether a
It's just
new
field service.
product altogether.
Yes,
Yeah.
I never use the field service app.
Mm.
I haven't used that much. Have you happened to use that? Because today I think we just, yeah, lately last what I used was just the Power Pages apps. Power Pages apps, yeah, Power Apps. I think the purple one. I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
use the standalone field service app. By the time I got to use that, we all just switched over to the new purple
Mm.
Power Apps. Uh,
Actually, it is all about demand from the public. Earlier, we say if you see traditional, people say CRM. CRM is all about sales, service, marketing.
yes,
That's all. I start with
correct.
marketing first. I rather I tell you reverse way.
Yeah,
First
I didn't do.
marketing, sales,
Yeah,
then service. But now it is service also two way. You can
yeah.
control room service. You have field service. Control room service is your customer service. Your field service is your field service, where engineers or field people
I
will
see.
go.
I'm not that familiar.
Yeah, that's
This
what.
is interesting. I'll check it up. I'll look it up what
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
control room service is. But I've never come across this.
Yeah, basically you consider in use cases, right? Whenever in banking
Mhm.
or insurance companies, the control room
Okay.
they will do policy renewal and other things. But when signing and document and other things, right? People can go field engineer or who field engineer in the sense here in insurance industry agents. They can
I
go
see.
to the person's home. They can DocuSign or whatever the
Okay.
DocuSign or inbuilt signing. They can do
Yeah.
signing. They can take the upload documents, everything. Okay, whatever things
Mhm.
done they will submit to the control room. It's kind of workload generation and workload closure. So it is
Ah.
really that point of
Oh.
view, it is really helpful. And now coming back on your another point, it's not only CRM journey. If you consider the ERP journey point of view, you remember, right? AX,
Yes.
Navision,
Navigation.
then GP. So
Yeah.
now it's all about
Uh,
F&O and
FNO
business
and
central.
busy. Yes. FNO
Yes.
and BC, and both being yeah, both being an equal mix of things
Yeah.
in the limelight. And I, because I am now, my role is more into architecting. I am
Mm,
needed to know both sides of the story, even though
correct.
not completely, but I should still know enough
Yeah,
as to what all the finance modules has to have, because every project
definitely.
wants to connect to billing.
Correct.
I'll also talk a little bit about architecting and managing projects, because now I
Mm.
think both of us, as we
Yeah,
learn through our journeys over the last decade, now we manage teams as well.
correct.
And one of the common things that I experience is the more you plan, the more you get clarity from the customers,
Yep.
the better you are able to roll out the first version, which is closer to what it ends up becoming. I think that has been which I've constantly started to refine, and I see that there's still again so much room for improvement, that it can't never be enough. um, so yeah, that this feedback loop, this back and forth between the customer and us, the better we plan together to execute the project as one team, the outcome is closer to not needing any rework.
Yeah.
That's something that I yeah, I enforce on, I always emphasize on that.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Because see, when we talk about enterprise architecture point of view,
Hmm.
right? As you rightly mentioned, so
Yes.
enterprise architecture point of view, there are different facets actually we have to see. To be very honest, so whoever is doing enterprise architecture point of view need to understand what customer is asking, what kind of architectural pattern they are looking, because as I remember, because just for information, as I am also TOGAF Enterprise Architect certified. So
Hmm.
from TOGAF a principal point of view, right? If you think, you have to not only think from the uh, technical aspect, you think business aspect, technical architecture, your functional solution
Ah,
architecture,
yes.
your integration architecture, your business outcome. So if you think from those point of view, I'm not going exactly to learn explain what exactly is TOGAF
Yeah.
framework, but if you
Yeah.
think there are different models of implementation of architecture, be it client server
Hmm.
model, be it peer to peer, be it cloud computing, service oriented models architectures. People ask actually what is service oriented architecture. Now it is microservices architecture. So monolithic to microservices, now it is also event driven architectures are there, and serverless architecture. Then all these actually different thought process. It business to business we change actually what kind of architecture
Yeah.
to adopt, and what is the model as part of the business envision to go
Hmm.
ahead. Because some have the thought process, okay, I want to isolate the my all the tech stacks, but I don't want to keep the dependencies everyone, but I want to save the server costing and other things. That's where the microservices are really helpful, because individual deployed in the each
Yeah.
individual services. That's where is all about the
Right.
thinking.
That's where
How
Azure comes in.
yes.
I've been little less
Yeah.
exposed to Azure lately, but as
Mm.
we see the because with advent of integrations and Azure being now the center of all integrations with data and AIS, I see a lot of work happening there. Be it part of any project. And I
Mm.
think that's where we're headed. We still haven't touched upon Copilot, but I think that's still new.
Mm.
All of us are exploring, and I think the world around us is they're also implementing,
Yeah.
and we are very close to seeing how some real world implementations. I'm always on the lookout of some great use cases
Mm.
from customers, and that's where we are in the journey, I think. And that's really the right segue to kind of come closer toward the end of our conversation, because I think by the time we have our next meet, we will be talking more on AI than
Yeah,
anything else,
yeah,
and
that's
that's
true.
that's where I think we are headed.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And I remember, not only that, in different product point of view also. Now if you think from CRM, dynamic CRM point of view, if you see, we discussed how the transformation happened in different
Yeah.
tech stacks. We discussed how AX now F&O, your finance, your
Hmm.
supply chain, all these are there. We discussed
Yes.
how navigation is transformed to business central. But another aspect also, if you think individual product level, right, dynamics
Right.
365 service, it's also transformed. Omni-channel capability added. Now Microsoft
Yeah.
really
Something
introduced a
related
new
to it.
product,
Yes.
CCaaS. contact center as a service. It's really beauty, and you can basically isolate. It's not uh, kind of only you need dynamic CRM to go for the CCAS. You can deploy CCAS with Salesforce also. You can deploy CCAS with other products also. This is where the decoupling of the things and how the product envision, how the visions are coming. So I feel
Yeah.
there are improvements in each product level also. If you see service, we discussed now CCAS added, then Copilot is across. That's what I don't
Yeah.
everyone know.
It's coming
Copilot
along
and
well. It's
agents.
coming
Now
along.
agents.
Yes. Agents, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Copilot and
Everywhere
agents.
agents.
Yes. Agents
Yeah.
slash copilot. That's how I, or
Yeah.
copilot slash agents. That's how I
Yeah.
usually call it.
Yeah, actually,
Uh,
I'm telling in another way. Copilots, babies are agents. So it's again, it's my way. I will say. So
awesome.
yeah, this is all about different agents we need actually in each tech stack point of view. And if you
Great.
think the sales also, right? Relationship sales, it's added.
Yeah.
LinkedIn
Been
added.
doing customer insights lately a little bit,
Correct.
but not
And
so
now
much.
insights, exactly. Customer
Customer
insights.
insights. Yes.
Marketing, you think earlier
Yeah. Data
outbound
and journeys.
marketing to real-time
Yes.
marketing. It's
Real
a
time
shift
marketing.
in thought process. Yeah.
Yes. Everything is
Yeah.
coming a long way. I think it's going to be an exciting year,
Yeah.
2025, and by the time we get to wave two updates, it's going to start to look a lot different with agents, of course,
Exactly.
in the mix.
Exactly. Now everything is shifting towards outbound to real time. I think it's
Yeah.
almost started deprecating, right? Outbound marketing. Now
I
it is
think
going
so.
to be real
I
time.
think it's being done in another
It's
way.
done. It's done.
That's
It's
what I read up
Yeah, yeah,
the
it's all
last time.
about announcement already done. Deprecation of the outbound marketing.
Right.
Deprecation does not mean that it's all about any
It's just
impact.
not going to be invested in anymore, I think.
Change. Yeah, actually I will say invest. I'm not telling about investment point of view, rather I'm thinking from business case point of view also, right? It is really
Right.
helpful because if you think people earlier days, you think technically, not technically, in a business point of view, earlier we do EDM. You remember how many messages or emails you received as a marketing messages and emails, and how many emails
Yeah.
you open, you check,
Zero.
you literally end up in the spam folder. A lot of
Yeah.
messages I'm
I
getting.
just don't open it. I just don't open it.
Exactly.
I just think because if I open it, they'll know that I opened it. They'll track it and they'll do another outreach.
Correct. Correct.
Very
Now,
typical.
now that is the shift actually Microsoft also
Yeah.
trying to highlight. Okay,
Yes.
guys, you don't do the blasting of the emails. That's what
Yeah.
outbound marketing is all about.
Yeah. Has
Rather,
been
you
changed. Yes.
do insight-based marketing. So
Yeah.
that's what real-time marketing is all about. You
Yeah.
understand what customer is needing. You
Yeah.
don't just blast email. Okay, I like sun is giving light to whole universe. Just
Hmm.
blast it.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Who
Yep.
need what accordingly done. And then this is it's a shift in thought process, and this thought
Yep.
process it happen every individual. That's why the business also thinking, okay, we have to think the way people think. That's
Yeah.
what I feel. That is one of the point.
Awesome. Awesome. I don't think we have any
Okay,
questions, but I think
we don't have any
Golak, this
questions.
discussion was great.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, we did try to summarize everything of last decade in
Yeah.
quick 30 minutes. I think we should continue doing more of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It always is great to remember how we've come along. And I
Yep.
think by the time you're here, and I think we meet somewhere. Either I meet you in Singapore, or once you're back in India, if you happen to visit Mumbai,
Sure. 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 Sure.
let's do something live.
Yeah.
And looking to do some more sessions with you soon,
Yeah.
um,
Sure. Sure.
and definitely on something new that we haven't done before.
Yep, yep. I think we will continue this engagement. If I understand there are not much questions today, maybe in next event we'll try to do
Absolutely.
maybe weekly ones or monthly ones. We'll discuss offline on that. But yeah,
Great.
guys who missed this, maybe you can see the recordings later. But we encourage if anyone has any questions, definitely you can come and put in the chat, and we
Yes,
will
or
upfront
reach
pick the
us out,
questions.
or
Yeah.
reach us out on LinkedIn. We're always there.
Yes.
We're active.
That's for sure.
And yes, looking forward for more conversations.
Yeah,
It's late for you, Gulak. Thank
yeah.
you for
Thank
joining today, and
you.
thank you for everyone
Thank you
else
so
who's
much.
watching us well. And see you soon in next
Yeah,
conversation.
thank
Bye.
you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.